In today's video, we're going to go over the importance of calorie awareness when on a fat loss diet. Okay guys, so today I want to talk to you about the importance of calorie awareness while on a fat loss diet. And I'm going to actually give you an example of 2 weeks of my fat loss journey in which I didn't do so well, but I'm going to use my failure as not only feedback for myself, but as an opportunity to help teach and allow you guys to learn and potentially pinpoint some areas that you may be struggling in as well on your fat loss plan. Let's get to it. Okay guys, so here we have a compliance log or a success log that I give all my clients on or in each of my programs, and I do it myself as well, because in the end what gets measured gets managed, and this is a great way to see as you're measuring what you can do to manage to improve and get better. So here we have week 4 of my fat loss program here. This information will always change depending on the client, and here I have meal 1 to meal 5. And because you guys are following me, you guys know that I look at more than just nutrition. I look at exercise, I look at restoration, I look at mindset in all my programs. So this is a compliance log where we mark X's and O's, X for compliant, O for non-compliant, NA for not applicable. And at the end of the week, we add it up to get a percentage. So today we're really only going to be talking about nutrition and what percentage that gives us. But so as you see here, I got 83% for everything. And we're going to talk briefly about my lack of sleep and my lack of restoration, because that does factor in and fuel into my weight loss efforts. But we are going to focus the majority of our time here on the nutrition section. Now you might also be seeing here fasting for meal 1 and meal 2 all week long. Now I do intermittent fast. I fast for 16 hours and eat for 8, but I do not recommend it. I do not promote it. It's just a tool. Fasting is just a tool. It's no different than anything else, really. It's just a tool. It helps me because of my work schedule. It does not help me any more than just being in a calorie deficit in terms of weight loss. So if you're seeing this and you feel like you need to fast in order to lose weight, no, you do not. It's just a tool. If it works for you, awesome. If it doesn't, no big deal. So just wanted a little caveat there. I have a video on fasting. I'll link that up in the show notes down below. So meal 3, 4, and 5 is actually meal 1, 2, and 3 for me. Okay. So as you can see, let's get started here. In this column or this row, all the columns here, all the days, X's, bang on with my nutrition. Meal number 4, which is actually meal number 2, X's, bang on. Meal number 3 for me, good up until Thursday, and then I had another hiccup on Saturday. Saturday was actually scheduled. It was a movie night, or it was cheat day, it was movie night. But what happened here was we went to see a movie late, and it was kind of last minute where we decided to do so. So I had already eaten all my meals for the day, but every time I go to the movie theater, I always get M&Ms. It's what I do. It makes me happy. So I had the M&Ms, and that ended up being an extra 450 calories over that day. Now Wednesday, 425 calories. I don't know what my excuse is there, but it's an extra 425 calories. A couple days during the week here, I had minus 300 calories, minus 150. So my total at the end of the week, I was over 475 calories. Now, for somebody who's obese, changing their diet from a sad American diet and just trying to lose a little bit of weight and get started, this isn't a big deal. Ideally, yes, we still want to be in a calorie deficit, but these numbers up here are always in a calorie deficit for my fat loss clients. So being an extra 475, they probably hit maintenance calories. And because they're eating healthier food, they're probably going to lose a little bit of weight anyway. However, I wouldn't want to go any more than this. But again, what gets measured gets managed. So you know this. Now we can start working on the environment, okay? So for me, as you can see here, let's talk about the environment real quickly here. As you can see, my sleep, anytime you see an O there, it means I didn't get 8 hours sleep. It also coincides with the Raptors, round 1, game 7, Raptors, round 2, game 1. I'm sure there's another Raptor game in here somewhere. And this caused me to stay up late. Now for me, I don't care. I want to stay up and watch these games, so I have to accept and I have to be aware that when I wake up, A, I'm going to be tired, and B, my hormones are going to be out of whack and behind the 8 ball. So my satiety hormones, my hunger hormones, these are all going to be behind the 8 ball when I get up in the morning. I have to be aware of that. And by the looks of it, I probably wasn't aware enough, okay? So that's kind of, making sure that you're always taking in consideration your environment. The other thing I didn't do a good job of is restoration. Now for me, I'm a little bit hard on myself with restoration. That includes journaling, deep breathing before bed, and meditation. Deep breathing and journaling, no problem. It's the meditation I kept missing throughout the week just because I was really focused on trying to get that Lazareth program out. So, not saying that this is, again, a cause of me not losing body fat, because I do exercise, I do other things like I mentioned, journaling and breathing for my stress management, but this could potentially play a role in some folks. All right, so what's the point of this video? Again, what gets measured gets managed. If I didn't know that I was 475 calories over, and even though I'm eating whole foods, because I eat really healthy, I eat on the outskirts of the grocery store, fruits, vegetables, lean meats, beans, dairy, missing something, legumes, okay? So because I eat the whole foods, and because some people would be eating whole foods as well, they're like, oh, I don't need to count calories because, I'm eating better. Well, that's okay for obese people, and it's okay to start out, but eventually, if you're as lean as I am, and you're trying to get leaner, you really need to count. You really need to have an idea of where you're at. And even if you're obese and you're overweight, there's going to come a time when you actually have to track to make sure that you are still getting that calorie deficit. Okay? So, again, just what gets measured gets managed. This is just one of many ways you can do it, but this is how my clients do it. I give them a success log, and they fill it out that way, and we go from there. All right, guys, I hope that helped out a little bit. Hopefully my failure provided a little bit of benefit to you. You guys can really see that what gets measured gets managed. I know calorie counting sucks. I know it's a pain in the butt, and really it's just one of those things you probably need to do for a couple of weeks. Get the meals that you are consistently eating, your go-to meals per se, get them counted so you know that when you have to go to these meals that they fit your macronutrients. Okay, so for me, I know today that I had a tuna sandwich meal, which is actually 2 tuna sandwiches, which had veganese in it, and which is vegan mayonnaise. Don't ask. I had a couple slices of cheese. I had a side salad. Had a bunch of fruit. That equaled 64 grams of protein, 22 grams of fat, and 128 grams of carbohydrates, which for me is a perfect meal. I know I have 3 or 4 different meals I can go to for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Lunch and dinner are kind of the same, but that fit these macronutrient numbers. So for me, I can always go to these meals like that. And anytime I have a new meal, I just gotta track it once and figure it out. And sometimes it's not always gonna come out nice, but don't beat yourself up about it. If it comes up a little bit short on protein, see how you can add a little bit of protein, or it comes up short on fat or over fat, see how you can tweak these recipes and these meals to fit your macronutrients. I know it's a pain in the butt, but it's a small price to pay. Down the road, you're going to benefit from it. Again, what gets measured gets managed. And until next time, guys, have a great day. Hey, like, subscribe, share this video. And if you need any help, check out NathaneJackson.com. The Lazareth program is my latest program. 6 months of training, nutrition, restoration, and mindset for like $147. Can't go wrong. Take care, guys.